Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is Dan W. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Today we have the final figure in this Marvel Legends Lizard Build-A-Figure wave, and it is Spider-Punk. Quite a unique character, mainly known from the Spider-Verse. Hobby Brown of a different world, but I'll get into all of that in a minute. As you can see, he comes with a massive guitar, interchangeable hands, and then the last Build-A-Figure piece we need for the Lizard Build-A-Figure. On the box, we got a picture of Spider-Punk. On the back, you get a picture of Spider-Punk rocking out, a little write-up, and then as always, a list of all the figures in this wave we need to complete the Lizard Build-A-Figure. Today, we are reviewing Spider-Punk. Another picture. So yeah, there you go. Let's get him open, see how he looks. Pow, and here we have Spider-Punk out of the box, and now I've got him in hand. I do actually like the figure more than I thought I was going to. I'm not really a massive fan of punk music, and I'm not like a massive collector of all the Spider-Verse figures, but I can completely understand why people, if they are rock or punk fans, they're going to really love this guy. I do think the playability factor is really good, and it comes with a guitar, for God's sake, and a pick holding hand. So I'll get into that in a minute, but as I said, he comes with the Build-A-Figure accessories for the Lizard. This is the last piece I need to build the Lizard Build-A-Figure. So go and hit that subscribe button, come back tomorrow, and I'll be giving you my thoughts and opinions and a Who Is He segment on the Lizard Build-A-Figure. The only other accessories he comes with, apart from the massive guitar that you can already see, are two interchangeable hands. One is just a fisted hand, and the other one is apparently a chord hand, which I think is really cool. So let's take out his little Spider-Man looking rock hand, even though it looks like a normal swipping hand. Put in this chord hand. Now someone in the comments below tell me what chord it is, but I do think it is really cool that we've got that. Someone made the effort. So Hasbro, fair play. And then also this pick holding hand. So you can see what I mean about the playability of this guy. You can get him into some cool poses, rocking out in his guitar. Now I apologise if the contrast is a little bit weird on my camera because everything's so white on the figure, but let's see if I can zoom in and show you that pick holding hand, if it will focus. So there you can see Spider-Man is actually holding a tiny little pick. Now the focus is terrible, but it's there. I think it's pretty cool. And while we've got it zoomed in, I'll show you the guitar. It's a nice guitar. You can see the sculpted detail. Customizers go crazy. You can paint that any way you want. And then, as I said, someone let me know in the comments below what chord is that, but apparently that is actually a chord. So fair play to Hasbro for putting that effort in. And as you can see there while I had it close up, the jacket is really nice as well. As I've mentioned already, this guitar has got a strap and it goes over nice and easy. The jacket is pretty cool and also completely removable. This logo is apparently like a sort of an homage. An homage, is that what you say? Well, looks like another logo in the rock world, but with Spider-Man's own little twist on it. I quite like the silver spikes, very early 90s rock, punk rock era. As I said, punk rock's not really my cup of tea. If they made a hip-hop Spider-Man, I may appreciate it. And maybe there is one in the multiverse. There are so many Spider-Mans, there probably is. But yeah, as I said, as I play around this with this guy, I do quite like it. I like the jacket. I like his trainers as well. They're pretty cool. But if you are looking at this figure thinking, Dan, who is Spider-Punk? Why is Spider-Man dressed like a punk? Then let me tell you, in a segment I like to call Spider-Punk. Who is he? So this is the part of the video where we ask the question, who is he? And I try and give you a little bit of information about the character that this figure is inspired by. So, Spider-Punk. Who is he? Spider-Punk is an alternative version of Spider-Man from Earth 138. First appearance in Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3 number 10 in January 2015. In this world, Hobby Brown, who we know as the Prowler, is in fact this Earth's Spider-Man. Dubbed Spider-Punk as he used 15,000 volts of punk rock to disable New Tech and then defeat Osborn of his Earth. He even bashed him over the head with a guitar. During the events of Spider-Verse, Spider-Punk was recruited by Superior Spider-Man for being angry and unpredictable. Since then, he's popped up many more times across various Spider-Man comics. There you go, so I hope that helped. Again, I do not claim to be an expert, but it is nice to have a little bit of information about the characters these figures are inspired by. And as I said, the more I play around with this guy, the more I like it. I do think it has a bit more life on the shelf compared to figures just standing there statically, as you can get him in a nice posed like this, playing his guitar with an actual chord and pick in his hand. So I do like this figure more and more as I play with it. Now, let's pull in the Prowler. As a comparison, as I've mentioned already, the Spider-Punk is actually Hobby Brown of a different Earth. So these are both Hobby Browns of different Earths. One's Spider-Punk, one's Prowler. In his version, I think he had an afro, so we don't really have any unmasked head that we could use for Spider-Punk, but he does unmask in that comic. And here we have the normal Peter Parker 2-pack Spider-Man from the Mary Jane. And yeah, I do think your Spider-Verse sort of section of the shelf is definitely going to pop now when you start bringing in these other characters. Here we have Spider-Man Noir, another figure from this wave and another popular character from the Spider-Verse. I don't really have them all. I have Spider-Man UK, obviously, so we can bring in Spider-Man UK. So someone let me know in the comments below, if there was 5 Spider-Men that were the main Spider-Men of the Spider-Verse, who would they be? Are these 3 of them? Let me know. I'm very curious. I'd like at least 5 figures from the Spider-Verse to take up a little section on the shelf. So let me know in the comments below, because I didn't read all of Spider-Verse. I've read a couple of issues here and there. This guy comes on the same body mold as the Lasher and many other figures. So let me move this guy out of the way and bring in the rest of the figures from this wave, because that is it. That is the last figure we needed to review for this wave to have all of the pieces for the Lizard Build-A-Figure. Now, as I said, it was going to be very hard to beat Mysterio, one of my first reviews. So I do think Mysterio is still my favourite. But this is a solid wave. If you're a Spider-Man fan, it's very good. And then obviously we've got that Gwenpool in there as a little bonus. Am I missing anybody? Yeah, I'm missing Prowler. I knew I was missing someone. So yeah, Spider-Man fans, Marvel Legends collectors, I do think you'll be very happy. No movie figures. I know a lot of people hate movie figures. Well, this is a wave with no movie figures, so no complaining when we start getting more movie figures revealed over this weekend because of Toy Fair. Now, this is pre-recorded, so if there has been Toy Fair reveals, I'm sure I'm going to have a video up in the video tab. So go and tick that video tab and see if you can find me talking about the Marvel Legends reveals. But in the meantime, this is the Lizard Build-A-Figure wave in its entirety, and I now have all of the pieces for the Lizard, so I can build that guy. So come back tomorrow as I will have a review up of the Lizard Build-A-Figure. And in the meantime, let me know in the comments below who was your favourite of the wave, and I shall see you on the next one.